Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for December 15th, 2013. We have, 16 days left in the year 2013 and only 10 days left until Christmas. So I hope you got your shopping ready. I know there's been plenty of storms that have been getting in the way, and here's one of them. Just wanted to go over really quickly the storm that happened yesterday. Go over what went right and what went wrong. As far as what went right, well, quite a bit. Actually, no, let me first go over what went wrong. The start time from the steady snow panned out about right, between 1 and 3 p.m. Lights to moderate patches of snow did develop in the morning, though, ahead of the main storm. So some people vary, whether it started at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. in your location. Light snow did start to break out earlier than this time period. So I probably should have went more like 7 to 8 a.m. here with the start time. Not for everybody, but as far as scattered snow showers are concerned. Worst conditions did pan out between 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. Most of the storm was over by 5 a.m. for most locations. In terms of snowfall totals, I think, the data itself will show that it did pretty well here. 5 to 10 inches in the purple areas, up to 12 inches in some locations. And that's exactly what happened in many of these locations. In the dark blue, 3 to 6 inches of snow with some ice. The light blue was the tricky one. And it panned out being very tricky as I was warning that the cold air was going to put up a heck of a fight. And it did so. So look for snowfall totals between 2 to 4 inches here and locally up to 6. And that's basically what happened with periods of ice thereafter. The one area where I had the biggest trouble in was around the Philadelphia metro, where they went over to ice a lot faster than what was expected. Only about an inch of snow here, but well over a quarter of an inch of ice in the Philadelphia metro because that low-level cold air would not give. And then in the green sections, pretty much everything panned out there with snow to rain. Rain took over a little bit faster, but still the accumulation was pretty much what was expected, to trace to 2 inches of snow. So when we take a look at the actual observational data, as you can see, pretty much panned out what we were expecting, a trace to an inch in Burlington, Gloucester. As you get up towards the more northern counties, basically 2 to 5 inches, 2 to 6 inches fell in Hunterdon, Mercer, Middlesex, Monmouth, Freehold, and the NYNJPA weather offices. Around 5 inches of snow was reported. Morris, 2 to 6, a little bit higher, 6.5. And as you head up towards Warren County, up to 8 inches. And in Pennsylvania, they really hit the jackpot here in many locations, carbon around 10 inches. So pretty much it panned out. And then down towards, when you head down towards the Philadelphia metro, we show that in just a moment right here. Again, a trace to an inch of snow fell, but the trade-off, unfortunately, was that plenty of ice accumulated in those locations, with some locations over a quarter of an inch of ice. So it got pretty nasty out there as far as the icing was concerned. And Philadelphia was right on that borderline all night. As you went all over towards southwestern New Jersey, temperatures were at 33, 34 degrees. But in Philadelphia and western Philadelphia, temperatures stuck around 30 to 32, with most locations having freezing rain for the good portion of this storm. In the New York City metro, well, pretty much the same outcome here. Again, Connecticut did really well. Southern Connecticut did a little bit better than what I was expecting here. I was going with the idea that the immediate coast would change over to rain, and looking at roughly 2 to 4 inches, locally up to 6. And portions of the southern portions of the county basically was around that 3.5 to 4 inch range, but it had a little bit more ice than what was expected. As you move further inland, though, that higher snowfall totals became a reality. And then in New Jersey, pretty much everything panned out there. Going over this just because it's important to, basically be true to the forecast you put out. Now in Bronx, they had 7.1 inches of snow. Again, they were in that 2 to 4 to locally up to 6 inches of snow. And that pretty much panned out for most locations. Just Brooklyn was an anomaly at 7 inches. And then as you went up towards New York City, Upper West Side, 6 inches. Central Park, 5 inches. So this was a pretty impressive storm. And it did overproduce, as I was suggesting, compared to the model guidance. Compared to the GFS model guidance, for example. In which that tight gradient produced a difference from nothing to 6, 7, 8 inches of snow in a very short period of time, in a very short distance. So, what's coming up next? You're going to love me after this. Temperatures right now are in the mid to upper 20s over the interior, upper 20s to lower 30s over just north and west of the cities, and lower to mid 30s along the coast. Temperatures will pretty much hover in the mid to upper 30s today, possibly touch 40 degrees as a new Arctic air mass starts to take hold. It's a little bit slick out there right now. Then we're going to melt off a little bit more. Tonight, watch out because temperatures are going to fall below freezing, falling into the 20s, and that in upper teens over the interior. And that, unfortunately, is going to lead to a significant problem with slick roads tomorrow. Black ice is going to be a real major problem for tomorrow morning's rush hour. But for today, look for variable cloud cover, temperatures rebounding into the mid to upper 30s over the interior and upper 30s to lower 40s along the coast before crashing into the teens and 20s tonight. As far as the radar is concerned, our precipitation is well out into the Atlantic now. Dry conditions for the rest of the day, as you can see, going all the way back to the Ohio River Valley. On the infrared satellite picture, you can see our storm that blew up is now racing out into the Atlantic. The new low pressure system at 994 is lifting up through southern New England and getting out of the way. So if you have any outdoor plans for today, don't worry. You'll be able to go out there and enjoy them just fine with clearing skies by this evening and temperatures crashing through the 30s and into the 20s. This Arctic front right here will blow through roughly around 4 p.m. and you'll know the difference because winds will increase from the northwest around 10 to 20 miles per hour and your temperatures will start to crash. So any afternoon football games, I think the Giants, are playing this afternoon. Kind of. They're kind of just playing just to see who's going to be on the team next year, right? They will probably be dealing with some stronger winds. Same with the Jets. Now this high pressure system takes hold for tomorrow, and then it gets interesting for Tuesday. I'm going to show you why. First of all, for the forecast today, again, high pressure is taking control. Temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Tomorrow, high pressure remains in control. Going to be a very chilly day. Low temperatures in the upper teens to lower 20s. High temperatures in the upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. Mid 20s over the interior. Is going to be a cold day. And I hope you get your snow shoveling and de-icing done today because tomorrow it is going to be nasty out with very cold temperatures. Then Tuesday, we have something very interesting dropping to the south. We got what's called an Alberta clipper rapidly racing towards the coast. Now, I'm going to show you a mesoscale model during this time period. And here we are Tuesday morning, and we have this clipper that dives down towards the coast and starts to pick up Atlantic moisture. Now, because of the really strong temperature gradient at the surface here along the coast, remember, air temperatures out over the Atlantic here are in the 50s. And we're talking about temperatures at this time on Tuesday morning, basically in the upper teens to lower 20s. So that's a pretty impressive thermal gradient. And it's more than cold enough aloft to support snowfall. So this little Alberta clipper, which, it's a little dynamic, but isn't all that impressive, finally comes in contact with some moisture. And when it does, kaboom, it blows up very, very quickly and produces a nice shot of moderate to heavy snowfall in a very short period of time. So what's concerning here is that this low pressure system is able to slow down just enough at just the right time to blow up here right off the New Jersey coast and over the New Jersey coast to produce a moderate to heavy snowfall. Now, I stress we need more model data here. Right, to take a look and really get a good handle on the observations, which we will get by 0Z tonight. And actually the 12Z model guidance and the 0Z model guidance tonight will have better sampling on the potential of this system. But when I start to see mesoscale models pull this type of nonsense off the coast, and considering the type of thermal gradient we have, if the blocking sets up just right over the northern Atlantic, this could be a reality. And again, it's going to be something we're going to have to nowcast again. Going to get used to that this winter, as these little dynamic disturbances interact with this strong thermal gradient along the coast, which is basically the difference in temperatures from one location to the other. In this case, you're talking about a 25-degree thermal gradient, which is pretty impressive, and the result of which would lead to some rather significant snowfall in a very short period of time on Tuesday morning, just in time for the rush hour. So that's something we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on and watch, and I'll have updates on that later tonight as the football games are ending and more model data will be available. So once that little disturbance exits out into the region, I have some good news. And that good news is that high pressure will take control. Now, of course, on Tuesday, temperatures will likely struggle in the mid 30s with this snowfall. Then on Wednesday, we start to warm up. Wednesday, we have high pressure starting to move over the region. We start to rebound to only slightly below normal rather than well below normal, with lows in the mid to upper 20s and highs in the upper 30s. Then by Thursday, high pressure moves off the coast. We start to build a ridge in the east. Don't get used to it, but enjoy it for a while it lasts, with temperatures rebounding to, yes, near normal, with low temperatures in the mid to upper 20s, high temperatures in the lower to mid 40s. And then on Friday and Saturday, bask in the warmth of slightly above normal temperatures, with highs in the mid to upper 40s, possibly touching 50 degrees in Philadelphia, low temperatures in the mid to upper 30s for the most part. It's going to be a very, very comfortable, tranquil period of weather for Friday and Saturday morning. Then reality slaps you right in the face with an Arctic cold front moving through on Sunday with periods of rain changing over to snow, very windy, and your temperatures crashing through the 40s and into the 30s. And that Arctic air takes hold just in time for Monday, right before we get ready for Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Eve, it looks like it's going to be a tranquil period for right now. I'm going to have to watch this front here. We're going to have these little mid-level and upper-level disturbances from the subtropical jet stream moving through at this time period. And they make me a little bit wary right around Christmas Eve. It doesn't show it on the European model guidance, but there is some indication on the GFS model guidance. Never let your guard down with an active subtropical jet stream. So around Christmas Eve, between Monday and Wednesday of next week, that could be a time period where we're going to have to deal with some trouble possibly on the way. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Google+, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.